All right, all right. Now we can begin the unreeling for real.
Cool.
Okay. Uh,
Yes.
so we're going to be in Gardenia Heights. And what was that fantastic idea you just had, Estini?
Bed and breakfast.
Bed and breakfast. Yes, I love it. I will be June. Lavender.
I'm Brian, and my filler word is putting food in my mouth.
Right. Oh, I should say my filler
Yeah.
word too. So my filler word is a deep sigh. I think I went with that one before, but I think it's
It's very
appropriate.
June.
It
It's
is.
very June.
Estini, what about you?
So I'm gonna be playing Troy again. If you saw our previous unreeling, I was also Troy, but I like being Troy. He's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think his filler word is gonna be whoa.
Awesome. And Golden, how about you?
I think Fernand's forward is going to be A.
Okay.
All right.
Um, so I just had one arc. I just realized
Yes.
that I forgot to actually. I was doing everything else. I forgot to actually check what what I had.
Right. Being a
So
streamer.
you have an arc. Golden has an arc. I have an arc.
Mm-hmm.
I also have like 3 lines, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have everyone take me one place. It's fine. We're all gonna go somewhere
Okay.
together. All right.
Okay. Um. So at this bed and breakfast, I I'm picturing this being like in the morning as we're
Yes.
waking up there,
Mm-hmm.
and like maybe puttering around to get breakfast. And I'm picturing it being like a quaint little like kind of cottage thing where each room is its own little detached cottage, like in a garden. And so like you have to walk through this garden to get to the main house, which is where breakfast is served.
I want to say that as y'all come out, Troy is already out there. He's found a lawn chair and he's just got his shirt off and he's just out there tanning while he's waiting for everybody to get out.
Hmm.
Mm.
Brian also has his shirt off, but it's like a no shirt, uh, plaid pajama pants sort of situation.
Mm.
Yep.
What does Ferdinand look like as we come out into this garden and see each other before I describe June?
I think he's the last one out.
Mm.
I'll describe him first before you. Um, I think that while everyone else is talking, um, he comes out. Just got just a towel. And he's carrying his clothes with him, and when he is walking out, he sees the dog, and he sits by the pond, and he's like, somehow has dog treats in his bucket,
Mm-hmm. Even
and he
though
starts feeding the dog treats.
Important question: Are the is the pocket in his towel?
that's what I was.
It's not a pocket. It's a bucket.
Oh,
Oh, a
You
bucket.
think like
Okay.
coming out of like a Japanese hot springs, you might have like a bucket to clean yourself with.
oh, I
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I totally misheard that
He's
as
got like
bucket.
a bucket,
I
and the
also heard
bucket's
pocket.
got like cleaning stuff in it, and also for some reason dog treats. We don't know why.
I mean, there's a dog.
Yeah.
There's a dog. Does
Um,
Ferdinand know about the dog?
I don't know, but I think that that June was already like sitting next to the dog when you came over with the dog treats.
Okay.
June is already fully dressed, um, in like her holographic skirt and her shawl, and she's like got her hair up in a tight little bun and is not being caught looking unprofessional, basically.
Right.
That's just how she is, okay? And definitely side-eyeing both Brian and Troy, but with different like degrees of side-eye. One is like a sigh of I you should have got dressed. Like, you're in your pajamas. Come on. And then like looks over at Troy, who's already out there like sunning himself. And then she's got the side eye kind of look of a more of a oh kind of a side eye as opposed to a disapproving side eye. And then Ferdinand comes up and's gonna give treats to this dog wearing nothing but a towel, and that goes back to the disappointed side eye.
But the dog's wagging his tail, so that's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the burn that we saw on Troy's face earlier, it's now on one of his legs. We don't know why.
Look, it migrated? I'm just confirming that it's no longer on his face.
No, it's not on his face anymore.
Okay.
Did it even have a cause?
I mean,
I can't answer that question.
So yeah, like June is giving the side eye to Ferdinand, and petting the dog while he's like giving it treats.
Mm-hmm. Brian goes into the cottage to bring out his dog that used to be Bryce's dog. Or
That's the dog I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
That was this dog this whole time.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the Homestuck Cal
The dog
situation.
comes out twice.
Passed through multiple universes.
Yes,
and there's-
exactly. The dog comes out, and there's two of them, but there's the same dog. That's perfect.
Yes, that happens now.
It's the Unreeling.
I don't even question it. Like don't even
that's talking
question
about
it.
reality.
Pet two dogs. I've got two hands.
Mhm.
The dog can be petted twice in different places at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Another dog comes out of one of the bushes. It's the same dog, and it jumps up on Troy, and Troy's like, "Oh, hey, buddy," and starts like ruffling his ears.
For some reason, this is all because we burned Bryce.
In causality.
Yeah, and causality. It's both, really.
Brian unleashes his copy of the dog and sets it free to play with all the other dogs while he goes into the house to get something to eat.
I think Troy's dog goes and plays with Brian's copy of the dog. But there's also like a weirdness where like when they touch, they like start to glitch out as if like they're not supposed to be interacting, and something visceral in the world knows that. And so when they touch, they like almost become like glitched out images that then resolve back into dogs when they stop touching.
I feel like the glitch has like shadows. They have eyes.
Sure. Yeah, I'm down for that. And then I think once the dog is no longer playing with him, Troy gets up and he's like, "Dude, I like totally want some breakfast too," and like starts heading towards the kitchen or dining room, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves his shirt out there.
Yeah, Ferdinand just stands up and he's like, seems in no hurry to get dressed at all.
Oh, that was hold on. My deep sigh at
Yeah.
Troy leaving his shirt behind is my trigger. What do my eyes confess to you, and why are you making such intense eye contact? I have to ask it of Troy. Like
Sure.
I walk in like leave the dogs to their own devices, follow everybody in for breakfast. What do my eyes confess to you, and why are we making such intense eye contact?
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that you're like very attracted to me, but you don't want to admit it. And so you can only admit it with your eyes.
Mm, mm. That's very June.
Yeah.
And
Also, you
yeah.
have very lovely eyes, so that's why I'm also returning the eye contact.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on. There's another part to this, I think. So do you say that out loud?
I
Because I have to
feel
react
like
what you say, but I don't know if you said that out loud or not, or what.
there's a moment where we're just looking at each other, and then maybe June is like, "Why are you even staring at me?" And then Troy says, "Because you have lovely eyes," or not, but in a Troy way. So like, you got banging eyes. How about that?
Yeah. So she's like a little bit taken aback. Um, and is at a loss for words for a moment before she's like, "Thank you for noticing."
Finger gun.
Okay, are we ready for my silly filler
Well,
word? That is the
not
only.
yet, because
Okay.
Kelso also has to say how our relationship has changed because of this.
Ooh, yeah. So, like, I think that, uh, I think that June is like pining after him, because, like, I don't think that um, she's not gonna make the first move, and I don't think that he's that into her. I mean, it could be
Okay.
wrong there. I mean, you have some
But
say there,
she's
but
pining. I like it.
yeah, like I feel like she's pining, I think is what's going on.
Cool. Okay, now go ahead and eat. All right, so while Lavender's eating, so maybe we all get like little plates of breakfast. I imagine like there's lots, like there's probably the owner of the bed and breakfast is cooking, and so there's like, I want to say like Spanish style omelets, and
Mm-hmm.
like toast, and maybe like a little offering of like different jams that we could put on our toast if we want.
Yeah.
We definitely see Troy going for like the orange marmalade one, I think.
Okay.
Is
I think
Ferdinand good?
Ferdinand's. Yeah,
Ferdinand,
I
I've
don't think
got a
he
question for you.
eats anything right away. Like he comes in, like the bucket is filled up with like grasses and reeds he's cut.
Cool. So I have a question for you, Ferdinand. What's your favorite thing in the world? And tell me why you like it so much.
Like he's weaving these grasses together, and he's like looking at you like, isn't that obvious? I like. It's like finding new ways to express myself.
What are you making? I've never seen this before.
Like usually I make like clothes out of high tech stuff. Like I even cut off a piece of the sky.
Whoa, which is my favorite
But
word. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd try something natural.
I use my my brand, which I think I have to check what my brand is Brian. my brand. There's a lot of blue. There's the thing going on with the brand where it fit really well into an older version of the rules, and now it's feeling really tacked on at this point. I'm gonna say that the pixelated face paint that he has on sort of lights up and pixelates, and the pixels like shrink and get smaller and smaller and smaller until we see a bunch of these reeds that Ferdinand was picking. And then Brian grabs the shears or whatever cutting implement you're using to cut the reeds with. And then Brian glitches, and time begins to stutter as Brian starts putting more and more of these reeds on the table. And when Brian's done glitching and resumes like depixelating, and then the pixely face paint goes back on his face and returns to normal, Brian says, I know how to weave this with you. I would like, but practice and theory are two different things. Let's see if my hands are steady enough. And then I change where I'm sitting at the table, and I sit next to you, and I start weaving some of my own reeds and push this big pile towards you.
All right, so I used my woe, so that's my filler. But Brian, where are you taking me? Tell me why we have to go there.
Okay, I'll revise what I said. As I glitch out myself, I get startled by the energies and try to brace myself on the table, but instead of bracing myself on the table, I brace myself on like Troy's sitting really forward with like his elbows on the table.
Yeah.
And I accidentally touch your elbow, and then you glitch out with me.
Okay.
And then when you return, you remember having our trip together where we cut reeds for Ferdinand as a gift for him.
Okay, yeah, and
oh wow, I love it.
that's cool. When I come back, I'm covered in tiny little cuts from briars that we went through.
Oh.
So you see me glitch out of existence, and I come back, and I have like all these little cuts on my arms.
Well, you weren't wearing a shirt, but did Brian put a shirt on? I missed
No.
that. Okay,
Of
so
course
both
not.
of you are not wearing shirts. No, I'm just.
No.
I want to make
I
sure
read the room.
You're around a bunch
Nobody's
of
wearing
half-naked men.
shirts
Don't worry
except
about
you.
it.
It's good.
Which you apparently do not enjoy.
I mean, you know.
She doesn't feel like
enjoys
she's
some of
allowed
it.
to enjoy it, I think, is what's going on.
Oh.
I
That
feel
sounds
like it's
really
a lot
fitting.
of self-censoring.
And then I think when Troy also glitches back into existence, he's also helping to start weaving the reeds with Ferdinand and Brian. Even though before he didn't seem interested at all, but when he comes back, it's like time had passed, but no one saw it, and a decision was made or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If Ferdinand's just like, okay, weaving with me now.
June frowns really hard and like concentrates on her breakfast, and like she's drinking tomato juice, but it's not a Bloody Mary.
Oh.
Because the host doesn't have any alcohol in the house.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And so she's like angrily sucking this down along with her breakfast and like glaring at the three of you shirtless men weaving.
I'm gonna do it since I have 3 more to go through. I'm gonna try to hit them a little faster. So sorry, I feel like I'm monopolizing the time, but that's just how it kind of worked out.
Do it.
So I think we see Troy look over at June just drinking her tomato juice. He's like, "Whoa! I think that's the first time I saw that without vodka in that." And I have another line. So June, where
Yeah.
are you taking me? Tell me why we have to go there.
We need to go to the convenience store and buy vodka. Like when you say that, I like set it down with like the sour look on my face, and I like stand up from the table, and I'm like, "You're right. Come on, let's fix that." And like walk over to you and just like grab your arm
Oh,
and
cool.
like pull you like out of the house. But we walk past the garden outside to get where we're going, and I like grab your shirt up off of the lawn chair and like shove it in your like just shove it in your chest as we're walking.
And I think I have to like pull you to stop because my flip flops were also out there too, so I have to step into them because the whole no shirt, no shoes
Yeah.
thing. So, and then I'm just kind of like pulled along confusedly. Like, why do I have to go? I have that like look on my face, like you could have gone alone. What's happening?
I couldn't though. So yeah, like it's like 3 blocks to the convenience store, and we like walk there with June. I don't think she like has to literally pull him the entire time, but I think there's not a lot of conversation because she's like very like, all right, we're gonna go and we're gonna solve this problem.
She's very task oriented.
exactly.
And Troy is just kind of like, all right.
Yeah, when they get to the convenience store, like she gets a bottle of vodka, and she's like, you know, get anything you like.
Go for the snack counter. I'm just like looking through it. You know, I'm gonna get something that is disgusting but delicious.
Like she's waiting at the checkout counter and is like tapping her foot a little bit.
And I'm doing the thing where I'm
Just
like,
want to say, I think we see one of the snacks has your face on it as a sponsorship deal.
I grabbed that one. I'm like, oh look, dude, it's my face, and I like show it to you.
It's really unhealthy.
That looks disgusting. Why would you endorse that?
Because like they paid me, dude. What? And I put it on the counter.
All right then. And I like slide over the money for the 1 candy bar and the bottle of vodka.
I feel like also, if Troy is wearing a shirt, it probably always has like a company logo on it that the show has to pixelate or blur out because they don't have the rights to show that.
Uh-huh. Definitely. And I think like as they're walking back to the bed and breakfast, June opens the bottle and like takes a swig from it and then like tries to hand it to Troy.
Yeah, he'll take it and he'll just kind of look at it. He knows. I mean, you buy good stuff, right? Like,
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it's a
definitely.
convenience store, but it's like the best
it's
vodka.
the best vodka that this convenience store sells. Absolutely. There's
So I
no
think
way that June would do anything else.
He looks at the bottle, then kind of gives you like a little up nod, like, all right. And he takes a swig of it, then passes it back to you.
Nice. Yeah, and then we get back to the bed and breakfast, and June makes herself a Bloody Mary.
And I think Troy sits down next to Brian where he had been sitting before, and he smacks the candy bar down on the table. He's like, dude, look, that's like totally my face.
Oh shit. And this is like something Brian never says. Because like he works as a librarian in a mosque. You shouldn't say don't do that.
I think Ferdinand comes out and he's wearing his new clothes. Like it's like all these grasses woven together, but the grains are in the inside. so it's super soft and comfy.
Mm.
I think Brian has mm, has woven for himself a like it's like a sleeve, but it goes the entire way to one hand and then like it extends into a glove.
Ooh, cool.
But it's like all like this sort of like straw material, and his arm is just in it, and he looks kind of at um, the differences between the two arms.
Troy goes back to weaving. He's working on like a little crown, like a little flower crown, but made of reeds.
Mm-hmm.
June is just watching from like I'm sure she's like been sitting at like a little island like on a raised stool this whole time. And so she's like turned around so that her back is to the bar and she can watch the three of you weaving stuff as she's sipping on her Bloody Mary.
I feel like I have no idea as a person what uh, woven reed gloves represents, but Ferdinand would know. Does he make some kind of comment about how it's really interesting choice?
And who are you saying this to?
To Brian.
Gotcha. Um, Brian says, I feel like, you know, I feel this sort of connection to another world, another story, another universe. I feel like do you watch anime? He says after thinking for a really long time.
Ferdinand's like, I don't
Couldn't
really
really find
watch
a
it, but
better way to cut that down.
I definitely downloaded some scenes to use in my art.
I think Troy interjects, oh dude, I like watch anime sometimes. I like them when they fight. It's dope.
Brian's like, I like the character designs more than the fighting, but the fighting shows off the character designs, and so I like the fights too.
It's just like they look like really cool and like they do the things where they get like all powerful and buff and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you two fight? When I have a little martial arts tournament?
And Brian's
I
like,
I'm more of like a push-up guy.
I mean, I could try. And then he
Sip.
holds up like the glove. I forgot that he was shirtless for a second. He's just wearing the arm glove, and
Ferdinand's probably like, oh, never mind. It probably wouldn't be a fair fight then. Never mind.
I put the flower crown on Ferdinand's head. And I kind of lean back and I say, whoa, that looks like really good on you. And Ferdinand,
It's just the
um,
crown.
where are you taking me? Tell me why we have to go there.
um, mm, I think we're back in the bathhouse because um, we tried to like do a push-up competition, but
We got all
we like
sweaty.
slipped and got all muddy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we had to go wash off again.
Okay. So,
And
how do we
yeah,
get there, by the way? The options are Transportation, teleportation, or a scenic walk. Or something else, obviously.
Oh, yeah. It's on horses, obviously.
Okay, yeah. I definitely had to horseback ride when I was on The Bachelorette. So this is old hat for me.
True.
Yes, there's
I think there's a moment
like
where Troy's
horses in the
like,
background, like
chicks love horses, man. I'm telling you, they think it's like real romantic.
I think that's why they have horses here.
Yeah, I have no idea, man, but you get a chick on a horse, you're set.
I don't know. I'm not too used to all this nature stuff.
So, like, where are you from? Like, if you're not from around here.
Is there a canonical answer to that?
I don't think
I
we've
don't think we've
decided.
established one.
Nope.
Let's see. Let's zoom out. Look at all the
Yeah.
places I can choose from.
I mean, you can pick anywhere because he's got an accent, so you can pick from
Yeah.
anywhere. But it could be a fake accent.
Yeah.
And who
Let's
even knows
say
which one of these places would result in you having an accent?
Yeah.
Like, that's definitely not something we've established ever.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, he's from Newcastle.
Okay.
That's a
Pretty
place
good.
now.
Yep.
I'm writing it somewhere.
Maybe throw it in the stable or something.
I just edit the sheet
Okay.
because it's not really a judge. Um. Yeah, there was a lot of high tech stuff there.
We see Troy do like a slow nod, and his brow creases like he's thinking really hard about something. And he's like, "Yeah, that would like totally make sense because like there's a lot of like high tech influences in your designs. So yeah, I can like totally see that."
Yeah, you gotta know how to operate this stuff. And a lot of the things I want to say have a really technological influence, but I don't know, like exploring new materials. I don't really know how I feel yet.
So I think there's just this quiet moment of us sitting in the onsen, thoughtful. Well, at least Ferdinand's thoughtful. We don't expect that from Troy.
So where are you from, eh? And that's my word.
Okay, while you're looking up what you want to do, Troy's like, yeah, I live in Galaxy Peak.
All right. So what do my eyes confess to you? Tell me why you're making such intense eye contact with me. I guess this is to Troy.
Oh, Hmm. I kind of want
I
to
think
make.
Ferdinand's.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You first.
I think Ferdinand. Oh, actually, no. He's probably not from Galaxy Peak. Like like that's not probably where he's doing most of his work right now. Never mind.
um. You're nostalgic about something. Your eyes confess that I or something about me reminds you of something or someone.
Someone who doesn't exist anymore?
um so there's like this moment of like wistfulness, I think, between us, where there's like this nostalgia that you can't place, but you're just like feeling some emotions from the past. What was the
Okay.
rest of the question?
I
Why are you
react to what they
making
say and
why am
how
I making
has.
such intense eye contact with you? Because you're an attractive
Yes.
man.
Okay. I think. I think Ferdinand's like. I used to have a partner. Back when I was. Back when I was at school, he was really into all the history of fashion, the like deconstructing the technologies people had at the time that passed and how that affected their cultures. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Whoa. And that's my filler word. um
Okay.
I feel like I don't know how you want this to happen, Brian, but at some point we make intense eye contact. I don't know if you walk in or if this is like we glitch to another scene. I'm gonna let you have creative control of that, but what do my eyes confess to you?
I see you as I'm remembering the the moment we touched, which was immediately like, oh, now we're in this not a dense forest, but like I want to call it a forest because it's like
Like a woods.
that's a really good word for it. Yeah. Um, and then we cut down all these reeds, and we talked about how it was going to be for Ferdinand. Um, and I am making intense eye contact with you by by just like imagining you. And I can't stop thinking about you because the only person next to me is June, who I've had bad experiences with in the
Mm.
past. So I'm
Um, reacting to what you say, I think we cut back to Troy in the bathhouse, and he grabs a towel to cover himself as he like hurriedly stands up. He says, "You know, I really think we need to get back in there. I don't have a good feeling." And he like quickly like grabs his clothes.
All
Um,
right.
and then our relationship changes because we have a telepathic link.
that makes
Good.
sense.
Yes.
I specifically want this to be though that it's not just like broad normal like
Oh no.
telepathy
Mm.
that you would see in like a superhero sort of thing. We can make eye contact psychically.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's like we know when the other person is thinking about us, and we can like read each other's eyes basically. So
Yeah.
we have significant PC eye contact through our brains.
Through time.
Good.
I love
It's a
it.
meta-dimensional look.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was everybody's things, right?
Yeah, I really tried to
Yeah.
blast through mine.
Yep.
Awesome. What else do we do before we wrap up?
We argue over who had the best time.
Oh,
I'm
it was Troy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Troy flirted
No
with
argument.
everybody else, and it was amazing.
This is why I like being Troy, okay?
No, it's lovely. I love it.
Nope.
Troy's
he's
good at
good.
winning.
Troy
I mean,
is good
it's
at winning.
literally his job to
It
win
is.
reality TV shows.
He's been doing a good job.
Mhm.
Okay.
Amazing.
I always forget. Do we have a particular kind of outro at the end of these Unreelings?
Not unless you want to do another shout out for YouTube.
YouTube, shout us out. Follow all of us. You can see in the places our things. You can figure it out.
You're
I
smart.
believe in you.
We believe in you. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, everybody, have a good night.